Hi guys, good afternoon. Today is 13th of June 2018 and right now it's about 2:20 p.m. I thought I'm going to share something very different today with you guys. Maybe I won't analyze, I'm going to analyze my trades with, while talking about my most trustful indicator. And as I've written over here, my most trustful indicator is RSI. So I'm going to talk about RSI today. What is it and how can you generate more much better and profitable trades every day from understanding RSI. So let me take you to the next slide. First we'll understand what is RSI. So let's break down RSI. I have taken this from Investopedia. You can definitely go to the website and read it. So the relative strength is calculated using the formula RSI is equal to 100 minus 100 by 1 plus RS. What is RS here? I mean, you can say that RS is nothing but the relative strength. And what is relative strength? Let's talk about that. So where RS is equal to average gain of up periods during a specified time frame, or average loss of down period during the specified time frame. The RSI provides a relative evaluation of the strength of a security's recent price performance, thus making it a momentum indicator. It tells you the momentum. Where is the momentum coming, right? If you're on a buy side, then where should you enter? If you're on a sell side, where should you exit? Where should you enter into the trade? That comes from this momentum indicators. It tells you where is the momentum about to come. So RSI values range from 0 to 100. Just a sec. 0 to 100 here, and the default time frame for comparing up periods to down periods is 14, or you can say if you're taking the 1 day time frame, it'll be 14 trading days, right? So traditional interpretation of usage of RSI is that RSI value of 70 or above indicate that a security is becoming overbought or overvalued and therefore may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective pullback in price. On the other side of RSI values, an RSI reading of 30 or below commonly is interpreted as indicating an oversold or undervalued condition that may signal a trend change or corrective price reversal to the upside, right? So this is what the Investopedia say, but I actually have modified you know, um, these values, and I'm going to take you to my modified setup, and I'm going to tell you how I use it. So what I have done, I have modified the RSI values, and what I have done, I'm going to take you to the studies and see here. For me, overbought is actually 60. Oh, sorry, it should have been red color, and this should have been the green color, right? So for me, overbought is basically above 60, right? That means if a stock goes above 60, to me, that's in the overbought zone, right? It will actually, or rather, I would say, the momentum is coming towards buy side, right? And if it is below 40, if the RSI is going below 40, that means the momentum is coming on the sell side, right? So I am very, you can trade it in any time. You can trade with this kind of a trade. In case you want to go for a positional trade, always, like, you want to trade in 1 day, your time frame could be 1 day, your time frame could be 1 hour, depending upon how and what is your capacity to hold a particular stock is. So see here, this is TCS, or you can take up any, because we have an open position today, so that is why it's open here. But you can take up any stock for that matter. Let's say we take Cipla, right? So Cipla here, today, today it went up, like, see here, a few days back, a few days back, it went above, I think yesterday it went above, RSI went above 60, and clear enough indication that the stock is planning to go up, right? Similarly, let me look into here what happened at this point. The stock has actually, the RSI has come down at this point, right, and see the downfall that the stock has had. And over here again it entered, in the oversold zone. And this point, I want you to note this point, repeatedly the stock, this is RSI is about 23, right? The stock is in a oversold zone. Oversold zone means there will be a buying opportunity. Of course, you need to combine a lot of other parameters to be able to take a trade. But see here, right at this point, this I'm talking about 1 day time frame. So any good stock that you want to enter into, right, look into RSI. Just concentrate on RSI. RSI should be above 60. In case RSI is above 60 or going above 40, then you have an opportunity from the bottom, right? The stock is basically bottomed out, and you may have a opportunity for the stock to the stock may have an opportunity to go up, right? So concentrate on, definitely on, RSI, and it will give you good results. Now, for example, you want to trade intraday into this, right? I mean, that one indicator is good enough for you, which is RSI. The moment stock price goes above, this is 15 minutes time period. I'm talking about intraday trade. The moment stock goes above 15, you have to have a time frame of 15 minutes. The moment RSI comes up, you can see the RSI is coming up over here above 60. You can take an entry, right? There are various ways to take entry into a particular stock. And where is your exit? Right here, like you can see here, this point is your exit. This big candle is your exit. Why? Because this is where the RSI has gone below 60. So I did a lot of trade based on this particular thing today, and some of out of my fear I exited early also. Like one of the stock that I traded today was Hindalco, right? Hindalco, I entered when the stock, somewhere here it went above RSI, right? But at this point, I got a little scared and I exited my trade. I'll show you. I entered into Hindalco somewhere here. I bought its 200 shares, and when it was taking a resistance, I got little panicked. I said I don't want to incur losses, but then immediately after it took a support and went up, right? Immediately it came down to this point, took a support from moving average and went up, right? Another trade that I did was Cipla. I did this trade of Cipla today. In the morning only I bought it. Morning only. I can show you what time I put my order as, at 9:43. After first half an hour, when I could see the confirmation happening, that's when I entered somewhere here, right somewhere here, like this is 30 minutes. Somewhere when it was crossing with volumes the pivot point, that's when I entered into Cipla and really enjoyed this thorough run, right? From 577 to about 593. I can show you where I entered. In Cipla, I entered at 575, and I exited Cipla at, and the basis is exactly same what I've told you, 591.77, right? Which is almost the peak this particular stock had, almost the peak, it went up till 593.5. So what I'm saying, just focus on RSI. Of course, I do have a lot of other parameters which I definitely have to see so that my trades don't go wrong. And today also I have some open positions right now. So I am long into TCS call, right? TCS also almost had the same criteria. So RSI is something which is very, very important to me. I will definitely look for the trade. Now let me tell you one more thing about RSI, that in case RSI is within 40 and 60, let me take you somewhere here. Look at this part, right? I can show you very clearly. This is where the RSI is between 40 and 60. There is nothing like you will find no movement in the stock. Stock will be almost stationary, right? So if you want, like the moment it crossed above 60 here, let me just clear it up and show you. The moment it crossed, it actually headed up. Here, if you see, the moment it crossed, it headed up after that, right? So RSI becomes a very, very important factor for us to analyze when we are doing intraday trade. And I definitely rely, one more stock that I did enter into was Union Bank, right? The reason was same. that it was heading up by RSI crossing. See here at this point where you see, let me just remove it. So exactly at the point where RSI crossed here, with the beginning only it crossed, right? I waited for it to come down and take a support. This is where I entered, and this is the entire run up that I enjoyed, right? So RSI, I mean, if you ask me, I only one thing that I concentrate upon is RSI. Now see here, this is 15 minutes graph. The RSI is between 40 and 60, and the stock is doing virtually nothing, right? So I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm being able to explain you what I'm trying to say. But it's important, for us to understand anytime you pick up. I would say do a research. Do a research where you can just figure out, what happens with respect to RSI. What happens to a stock when RSI is between 40 and 60, and what happens to a stock when RSI crosses. So here RSI crossed, see at this point, and the stock has head up, right? Over here it was going up and down, up and down. That was the movement of stock, right? So this is important for anything, whether you're trading in equity, whether you're trading in whether you're trading in stocks or you're trading in anything, right? You have to really take care of RSI, right? RSI is very important. Suppose you are a long-term trader. You want to invest, in the stock market with some specific stocks. You can always, look at the RSI. You can take a bigger time frame. You can take a bigger time frame means you can take a weekly RSI, or you can take a daily RSI, or you can take a hourly RSI, minimum hourly RSI, right? RSI has to be above 60 in a stock where you want to invest, right? But if you just see here, this is any random stock that you pick up, any random stock you pick up. I'm just picking up for you. See here, it's between 40 and 60, right? And look at the stock. There is no movement at all, right? The RSI is also between 40 and 60. There is no movement at all. So carefully watch. Some of the days you just sit and watch, how RSI changes and how everything changes with it. That'll give you a good insight about your investment plan. How do you want to trade, how do you want to enter, how do you want to exit. That will be much more clearer. And right now I have, I'm having a lot of calls of TCS. I'm not exiting, and reason for that is the same reason, because RSI is yet above 60. See, RSI is still above 60, although it's bending in the downward direction, but it's still not gone down. That means there could be more steam in this particular stock. It may be heading up a bit more, right? I'm still holding its call, but I will take a call immediately if the candles come below 10 moving average, right? So these are, this is how basically I, enter into stocks. And there are, of course, many more parameters that I combine to create a, powerful and correct trade, right? So anyway, I wanted to really share with you guys today about RSI, how it is an important indicator. It's one of my most trustworthy indicator. If you ask me anything that I look into, that one indicator, it is nothing but the RSI, right? So guys, keep learning and keep sending me your questions. I would be very happy to answer your questions. Tomorrow I'm going to elaborate a lot more about RSI, maybe practical examples or something. Maybe I'll do a live trade with you guys, and we'll meet tomorrow once again. Take care. Good day. Bye bye. And if you want to learn, you can talk to my team, and we will train you about investment. We'll train you about trading. And take care. Good day. Bye bye.